The morning air at the woodyard was sharp and damp, carrying with it the scent of raw timber and slow decay. Nothing here was perfectly aligned. This section is cut unevenly, someone muttered, frustration barely concealed. 2 meters here, 2 meters there, it's not enough. One side is too long, the other too short. Stacks of wood lay exposed under the open sky, their surfaces darkening with moisture. 9 meters of stock still remained untouched. It was beautiful wood, solid, clean-grained, but beauty alone meant nothing if it rotted before use. "Can you help me dry the wood outside?" the worker asked. "If we leave it like this, it'll all be ruined." He ran his hand along the timber, the other side, too. This side was good, if only time and weather were kinder. Drying wood was never just about heat or sunlight, it was about patience, timing, and careful attention. Everything here depended on it. By mid-morning, the phone rang. "Tuan?" "Yes, sir." "Hello, mister. I'm calling to report that all the wood is finished. It's completely dry now. Could you arrange for a truck to come and pick it up?" A pause. "Yes, I just checked it again myself." Another pause, this one heavier. "James is coming today?" The news spread quickly through the yard. "Oh, Mr. James, CEO, decision-maker, the man whose presence always shifted the atmosphere." The caller promised to report to him later, hanging up with a sense of urgency that settled over everyone. A question that wouldn't stay buried later that day, the focus shifted. "Today, we're going to meet Diep's uncle," James said quietly. "I need to ask him something thoroughly, once and for all." It wasn't about business. Not really, it was about bloodlines, history, and a question that had refused to fade. Were James's father and Diep connected in ways no one had ever dared to speak aloud? The drive there was long and uneven. Much like the road of truths James had been walking lately. Along the way, the conversation drifted unexpectedly to potatoes. Potatoes, it turned out, had a long journey of their own. They originated in the Andes Mountains of South America. Cultivated by the Incas more than 7,000 years ago, in the 16th century, Europeans carried them across oceans. By the end of the 19th century, the French brought potatoes to Vietnam, where they first took root in cooler regions like Dalat and the Northern Highlands. Today, potatoes were everywhere, humble, familiar, woven into countless Vietnamese meals. "What about your hometown?" someone asked casually. "Are potatoes common there too?" The car slowed near a field bursting with harvest. "So many potatoes," someone exclaimed. "These ones are huge. Look at these, so big and beautiful." The comments were light, almost playful, but beneath them was tension. Everyone knew this trip wasn't really about crops or history lessons. Inside the factory, numbers, wood, and quiet promotions back at the woodworking factory. James arrived to inspect operations. Tuan greeted him respectfully. "Kiet, standing in for Mr. Tuan mentioned you'd be coming today, sir." "Mr. He's busy, so I'll report on his behalf." The report was precise, methodical, almost rehearsed. The factory processed 4 types of wood: acacia, mahogany, eucalyptus, and pine. Over the past 3 months, they had shipped 12 truckloads, an average of 4 per month. Each truck carried roughly 120 tons, totaling around 360 to 370 tons monthly. "There shouldn't be any delays this year," Kiet said confidently. "In fact, we're shipping more than last year. There had been excess inventory in the past." Demand was strong, but not now. Production steady. Income figures weren't his responsibility, Kiet explained, he only tracked shipments. Then he hesitated, lowering his voice. There's something else, sir. James and Mr. recently, both Mr. Hung resigned at the same time. Mr. Tuan also. He stopped himself, then continued. I've been promoted to a supervisory position. I'm managing the company now, and today I'll settle the wood logbook here. James listened carefully. KIET spoke of support, how Tuan and James had backed him from the beginning. How that support gave him stability, confidence, and a future he never imagined when he first started. Send all the statistics to Tuan, James instructed. I'll work directly with him on the rest. As for you, just keep doing your best. Plans were made to hire more workers to dry wood faster. Boosting year-end production. Costs were calculated carefully. Wages would offset expenses without hurting overall income. James was clear about one thing. I can't handle the day-to-day factory details. You and Tuan discuss what's needed, but keep thorough records. Especially with the wood. KIET nodded. That responsibility, he understood well. Before leaving, James paused, observing the young man. He's skilled, someone remarked quietly, but James's thoughts were already elsewhere. The fire, the cold, and an old man's memory by the time James reached Diep's uncle's house. Evening had begun to settle in. The cold was biting. I just came back from the fields, the old man said. Warming his hands by a small bonfire, it's freezing these days. He squinted at James. You look familiar? Is that you, James? Yes, uncle, it's me. They hadn't seen each other in years. I came today to ask you about Diep, he said. James wasted no time. Hone. The old man nodded slowly. And about my father, Mr. Hone is my father, he said. Yes, I haven't seen him in a long time. People said he went abroad. Back then, he was very wealthy. James leaned forward. As far as I know, were Mr. Hone and Diep's mother ever related? The fire crackled. Yes, the uncle said at last. They were lovers when they were young. For a while, they lost contact. Later, they broke up, but before Diep's mother got married, they came back together. James's heart tightened. I also heard, he said carefully, that Diep's mother might still be alive. The uncle sighed deeply. I haven't seen her in a long time, but yes, she's probably still alive. There's been no official news of her death. The truth spilled out slowly, painfully. People once said Diep's mother had died, but that wasn't true. Her husband had died of illness. She remarried, drawn by wealth, and left with another man. Later, rumors spread that she was dead, but officially, she wasn't. I kept it a secret from Diep, the uncle admitted. I didn't let her know. He was angry, furious, even. Angry that a mother could abandon her child and never return. If I told Diep the truth, he said, voice trembling, she would only be more hurt. Who wouldn't be angry? I was angry too. I hated it, so I told her her mother was dead. He stared into the fire. In reality, Diep's mother is still alive. She had left with a district official who took her to the city, maybe Hanoi. No one knew exactly where she lived now. Maybe Tuyen Quang. What mattered was this, she never came back. Never to see Diep. Not once. What kind of mother does that? The old man whispered. It's as if the child is already dead. James thanked him quietly. Diep's new life, and a child who still waits before leaving. The uncle asked, have you seen Diep lately? James smiled faintly. Her life has improved a lot. She has her own house now. That's good, the old man said. If you have time, come visit. It's not far. James promised he would. That night, warmth returned, not from truth, but from care. A little girl cried in her sleep. "Do you miss your mother?" Someone asked gently. "Did you dream of her?" Diep held her close. "Don't be sad, Auntie Diep is here." She let the child call her Mom, just to ease the longing. She cooked rice, lit the fire again, made sure the room stayed warm. "Auntie Diep," the child asked softly, "will I see my mother again soon?" Diep didn't know the answer. "Maybe she'll come back and pick you up." The fire burned brighter. "Maybe," she said. "When you cry because you miss your mother," Diep whispered, "I'm here for you, but when I cry because I miss my mother, there's no one there for me." The room fell silent, filled only with the sound of wood burning, slowly, patiently, just like truths that had waited far too long to dry.